welcome back to the GSL Codes. Tasis with me is Artosis.
Lounge Tosis.
We're going to be lounging?
Lounging now.
I like unbutton my pants. Like, that's better. We saw an incredible game from SuperNova. He was really something to admire in that game. Nice one-base
very technical
attack. Yep. Whittled alive down. Now we're going to go on to SuperNova against CoCa. I think this should be pretty interesting.
ZVT, Belshire Beach. Belshire Beach, Zergs do like it, man.
They do.
It's definitely a big map that you can run around a lot on. The countdown has begun. Who will go directly into the round of 16 as the top seed?
I don't know. We're going to find out here momentarily as the game is now loading. SuperNova against CoCa. Should be a very unique Terran vs. Zerg. I'm wondering if we're going to have another hidden expand here from CoCa, or maybe two best investor play. We're going to see. Oops, excuse me. I still have those hiccups, guys. Sorry. Okay, so head-to-head, SuperNova against CoCa here in the GSL Codes. Thank you to our sponsors. In the upper left starting location, we have SuperNova. SuperNova. Now to the other side of the map, in the bottom right, our Zerg player, one of the few here in the GSL Codes, he is
CoCa.
Okie dokie. Wall in by SuperNova.
Looks like the Overlord's actually going to go all the way around to the back of the Terran's base.
Kind of like that. You can peek in and see if there's gases. Not a lot of places out in the front to really put him. Marine might be able to catch him
the
as
Overlord
well.
is generally not that safe in the middle of the map. Yeah. You can't put it over those trees. But you can't peek out too far from there.
This map is so beautiful. I wish someone would just remake all the maps in this tile
those
set.
islands they're making in Dubai, they need to make Belshire Beach.
Wow.
Come on, Dubai, get it together. Come on, what are you doing, Dubai?
No idea. Well, entry first. Very standard so far by both players. Probably going to see Reactor Hellion expand because this is TVZ on the new patch, and that's the build. That was like part of the patch notes. 99% of TVZs now must be Reactor Hellion expands.
You charm me, Artosis.
I charm you. Like a snake, I play a fiddle and you come out of a basket.
Yeah, man. I think that's actually like hypnotizing a snake. You don't charm the snake. Snake's like, this music is good.
This better be good.
Well, Tasteless,
Yep.
ask me a question.
No, you asked me a question.
Oh,
That's
no,
right.
you turned it
Who
around
wears
on
the
me.
daddy pants now?
All right. What was your favorite game of StarCraft 2 that you've played so far? Played, not watched, played.
That I've played so far?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's actually a hard question.
Yeah.
I would say any game that I won that I felt like I played a solid game. I don't have one particular game. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Just any game that I win where I really feel like I'm like, okay, I did a really good job that game. I played really well. I outthought my opponent. And my opponent was also playing well, but I came out on top. That's just always my favorite game. Because if I win and I don't like play my best, I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Wow.
All right, here come the Lings. Not a lot of Marines here.
That's going to be a little bit annoying for SuperNova. Look at that, splitting them up. Just trying to buy a little bit of time so that his Hellions can actually get out and deal with this.
He just doesn't want to lose that SCD that's making the command center.
Look at that. And CoCa just being so effective in these games with everything. He doesn't lose the SCD, but he's delayed the command center. He's killed off some Marines. Plenty of time to get up some defense at home. Speed just started now. A few Lings on the way as well.
Stim has now started, and the command center will be finishing shortly here.
You know what
CoCa.
I'd love to see as a follow-up, Tasteless, to
What?
some of these reactor Hellion builds is Reaper speed.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
I would love for someone to try that. So few players willing to do that.
The only problem would be if Zerg went roaches.
Yeah, well, that would be quite a problem, wouldn't it?
That would be like,
You'd
oh
be pretty
no.
dead, wouldn't you?
Yep. Is he going to use that reactor for a starport, I assume? I mean, he's not making anything else around there.
Yeah, I
guess
would
he's gonna
say
have to
so.
attach something like that to it.
I would say most indubitably.
Most indubitably?
Indubitably.
Is indubitably a word?
Yes.
It is, really.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
No, now you know. No,
now
is
I
half the
learned
battle.
something. Today I learned indubitably is a word.
Yep. I can teach you some other stuff too.
Teach me something.
Oh man, that's a hard one. Oh,
See?
he makes a barracks there actually.
That's interesting.
The other barracks he put up on the side. Maybe you can. Well, he's definitely not going to get 2 tech labs in addition to the one he already has. That would be silly. Huh. I wonder why I did that. Let me think. What can I teach Tasteless that Tasteless doesn't already know? I talk to him all the time, so it's pretty hard because I
I
tell
already
him all
know
these
everything.
interesting facts.
I think actually there's a mistake with SuperNova's build because I don't know if he's going to make 2 reactors at those 2 barracks. It would have been more efficient to make that.
I guess he wants everything to start at a more similar time. Let's say.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Well, anyways, Spire is on the way. No hidden base this game for CoCa.
These are defensive banelings. They're not going to be used to just travel out across the map until it gets to the late game. Just in case he starts to get pushed, he can at least send the banelings out and try to do some damage with that. Combat shields will probably be started in a moment here. Here's the Overseer just trying to get a glimpse of what's going on. He sees it's going to be a standard Terran versus Zerg this game. Marines and siege tanks. Medevacs probably shortly afterwards.
Yep. And Baneling speed is on the way after scouting that. I like that choice. You see the no starport. You just see the tank and Marines. You're like, oh, you're probably going to hit a little poke time. You may not over-invest into it or overextend yourself.
He needs to move those Hellions.
They got to get the Hellion out of there.
Wow, wow, wow.
Macro hatchery is going up for CoCa right now.
Looks like he managed to slip out with the Zerglings because SuperNova had to move those Hellions. That was a great move. Just so he can get out of there and destroy those rocks. Meanwhile, a push is coming here from SuperNova. Don't forget, with the Zerglings out on the map, even if he sets up outside of the Zerg's base, he can actually do a nice surround here with those Zerglings and turn them even into Banelings and do damage that way.
Now we do have the attack coming, Tasteless, going by that watchtower. Baneling speed is about to finish, which is just amazing for CoCa. And CoCa's going to have to hit pretty quick here. Baneling speed is done.
Nice uproots and burrows again a little bit farther back. And here's
Siege mode isn't done, Tasteless.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy indeed.
Yeah, there was no way this is going to work.
CoCa is on fire, man. He is looking so
I don't know
strong.
why would he even push then with siege mode being that,
That
late.
was,
It's
you
just
know,
like,
I think
what
he
are you doing?
mistimed it. If he had siege mode in that situation, it's not as one-sided, but CoCa is just ready, man. You know, he has that extra macro hatch in his main base. He hasn't taken a third. So, he even has 53 drones right now to 33 SCVs. This is actually just a lesson on ownage by CoCa. He's just playing so well, taking that gold base as his third.
He's the professor of ownage, man. This is actually insane.
Yeah.
He's got like his PhD in owning nerds.
He's got a double PhD in owning nerds.
He's got 2 PhDs.
He's got a PhD in owning and a PhD in nerds.
Here come the mutas now. And this is, I don't know what to say. I think SuperNova's actually already dead. I mean, like, again, this is the fundamental problem with doing the two base timing pushes is then I'm like, well, what happens now? I guess I lose. I did a 2 base timing push.
You know, I love moving out because they have to make a ton of units to do that to you, but then they make them and you go home. It's 135 supply to 75. That's like so absurdly in the favor of CoCa.
Yeah.
SuperNova's just going to be playing from behind.
Well, and the beauty of this is that once CoCa destroyed that rush, he went and took the gold base. So it's like, okay, I have a lead. He can't be out on the map. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the most valuable base on the map.
Yep. Gold bases. You're really into gold bases, I have to say.
I'm in.
You're one
gold
of
bases.
the biggest fans of gold bases I've ever met.
I am into them, man. I'm shallow.
And I know this guy that has a tattoo of a gold base on his butt, so that's
What?
saying a lot.
Wow. Someone beat me to it. Can't wait to get that tattoo of our toast's face on my chest. Scare
And then I'll
the
make
hell
one,
out of you.
I'll get one too on my opposite pec, and then when we hug without shirts on, it'll be like we're also kissing.
Oh my God. It looks like the refinery is under attack right now. And really all CoCa has to do is just sit back and make stuff. Oh God, that's so funny, Artosis.
A ton
It's
of
like it
links
just
are coming up.
couldn't get any gayer here in the GSL. All
It's
right.
170 supply to 107 tasteless. There is just, oh my God, he's rallying up nothing
He
but
has
units.
almost twice as much stuff as his opponent.
Yeah, he only has 56 drones, but he has over 100 lings, man. And he's going to crush this. You want to see crush, tasteless? This is it. Forget the orange soda because this army is gone.
Wow.
Oh my God. CoCa GG's him so quick. If I was CoCa, I would have typed GG right
Oh,
there.
wait, CoCa. It was like, yay, I own nerds. Oh, yeah, he's like thumbs down.
Wow, man. What a great pickup by Slayers. CoCa showing immense skill. Intense skill.
It is pretty impressive. Look, SuperNova, he like really messed up. I think both the Terrans that fought against CoCa really messed up their builds. Siege wasn't done. He's like, oh, well, I guess
We have
lose.
a lot of people that are just overextending with this two-base timing. They're like, well, in practice, this kills people. It's like you do realize that the people you practice with aren't Code S players, right? There's so few Code S players, only 32, and they're better than everyone. So the people
Look,
you're practicing
in
with,
older-
if they're dying to this, they
Generally
shouldn't
in
be.
RTS games, the longer the game's been out, the harder it is to win with wonky two-base timing pushes like that.
Yeah.
GSL Season 1 and 2 and 3, two-base timing push.
Eventually, StarCraft 2 will actually be this game where, in theory, both players are supposed to take every base. Like, you just keep expanding, and you cut edges where you can, and you harass where you can, but it's basically just a game of expanding. That's
and
what
for him to be like, well, I don't know,
RTS
in
is.
latter games, I win games pretty quick with this. It's like, yeah, but you're against CoCa. He's like top 10 Zerg in Korea. You think CoCa hasn't seen a two-base timing push? CoCa's like, okay. And he like makes stuff, and then like he sees the siege tank sits at his base, and he's like, okay. And he just moves in while the Zerglings and kills it. And then he's like,
people have to look back at
okay.
StarCraft 1 and learn more lessons from it, because apparently these guys have not. I mean, you always move out and act like you're going to attack, and then move
it's
back
called
because
applying pressure.
they make units. They make 100 Zerglings, and then you're like, well, now I go back into turtle mode and take a third, and what are you going to do? They're like, well, I'm not going to attack you because that would be suicide.
and you know what's funny about it is some of these pushes are like really standard two-base timing pushes. There's nothing
There's
about
no
it.
flair.
They're like still making SCVs.
Like if it's some weird flary push where you're like, well, I have like 15 Blue Flame Hellions in here, and that might catch your opponent off guard and kill him. But when you're doing just like, hey, it's Marines and tanks again.
It's like he made Hellions trick the Zerg to go in roaches, and he's like, but I followed that up with Marauders. It's just like, I'm going to keep making SCVs. I'm not even going to sacrifice SCVs. I'm not going to bring all my SCVs.
It's supposed to be a pressure, not a real attack, and he's out there trying to make it a real attack, man.
All right.
Well, we have only TVTs left for the rest of the day.
TDT.
Alive versus top. I can't believe one of these guys is going up and down. That's insane.
I know.
These guys
right?
are so easily Code S quality. Really, two of the top Terrans that there are.
Well, I don't know what to say. Alive has had some disappointing games today. Top, though, I can't even imagine coming from a game where I wasn't allowed to be on the map. I like try to move out on the map, and like CoCa comes over with a ruler and smacks my knuckles. I'm like, oh! He's like, don't do it.
CoCa is like the nun in my grandmother's school in 1940.
She's like, hitting children helps them learn. I'm like, no, it doesn't. All right. The game is loading. Top against Alive. They're fighting for their pro gaming careers right now. Who will stay in Code S and who will go down to the up and down matches hellhole, where they might even fall to Code A.
Yes.
Code A, they might fall to Code B.
Code B, they might fall into obscurity.
We're going to find out as the game is now loaded. So get ready for an awesome TBT here at the GSL Codes with OGS Cup against the Lock.